Well, this is John Black, Super Chemist. I think this is part 3. I'm not sure though. On how to calculate reparations. We've gone through the last couple videos, or whatever it's been, 2 or 3 videos, and we've been talking about just data points and facts so that we can do our calculations. We want to take everything into consideration, so we want to name all those considerations. Let's see. And we condensed it down to a lot of points, but one of the main points is that 4% of the country had ancestors who enslaved 3% of the country who had ancestors who were slaves. So we're talking about 4% of people that are on the slave side, and we are enslaving side, and we have 3% on the slave side. Okay, so that's a lot. So basically, no one is involved, and no one had ancestors who were involved. But whatever. Okay, whatever. Okay. But we're going to take everything into consideration. So before we're almost at that point where we can take it. We can do our calculations. There's only 2 more data points that we need to go over. Number 1 is we need to count up all the people that are alive today who were actually enslaved. Number 2, we need to count up all the people that are alive today who are actually owned slaves. So we want to count up all the people who are enslaved that were alive today, and all the people who own slaves that were alive today. Okay, and that you can see that would be 0 for both, right? You can see that, right? So I say we give $10,000 to all people that on the slave side, they should have to pay for it. And I think that the way they collect that money up should be all given by the enslavers, the slavers people. And how do we figure that out? Well, first of all, we count up all the people that are alive today who were enslaved. That's 0. And then we multiply that by $10,000. And that equals $0. So that's what we would give them. And then we would count up all the people in the United States right now that are alive who own slaves or used to own slaves. And that would be 0. So we take 0 times $10,000, and that equals 0. And then that's what we would give. That's what the people who had descendants who owned slaves. That's what they are. That's what they would give, man. So I hope people understand that. If you think that you need reparations, you're an idiot. What is wrong with you? Okay, you can't sue someone because you're the brother. You can't sue the brother, the sister, cousin, parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents. Something happens to you, okay? Because it doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. If I do something, you punish me. You don't punish a relative of mine, especially a relative that is so distant from me, it's unreal. You know what I mean? It's like saying, hey, I want to sue you because I'm descendant from, let's say, I can't remember who killed who, but let's say Cain killed Abel, okay? So I can't go to you and say, well, I'm a descendant from, because we're all descended from Cain and Abel, right? According to the Bible, at least, right? So that's like me going up and saying, I'm descended from Cain, and I'm descended from Abel, and you're descended from Cain, so I want you to pay me reparations for that murder. No, we wouldn't do that because it's stupid, okay? But I want you to understand where it comes from. Where did this idea that you can punish a relative, and not even just a relative that's so far distant, so not even a relative at that point, right? Where did this idea come from? This ludicrous, crazy idea that you would punish like the son of the father, or in this case, the great grandfather. You would if he sins, you punish his great 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 grandson. No, that's stupid. But where did it come from? Well, the woke religion. It came from the woke religion. And just like, just like the preferred words, like, you remember, woke religion has preferred words, right? They're called pronouns. If you don't do what they want, they'll delete you, cancel you, yell at you. Well, where did they get it from? They got it from the Christians. Christians have preferred words. They're called synonyms. And if you say shit instead of poop, you know how they'll do it. I want you to imagine, I want you to go up to a Christian and say shit in front of them and get the reaction that you get, and then go up to a nutjob pronoun person and go up to them and don't use their preferred word. You know what I mean? And see the difference, because they're exactly the same. They both want to say, I want you to disavow reality. This guy's saying his pronouns, he wants you to disavow gender. And then a Christian has synonyms, literally by definition, have the same meaning. They can't one be evil and one be good. You can't say poop is an okay word, but you say shit, that's evil. They're synonyms. They have the same meaning. You're disavowing reality. And you're forcing and it would be okay if they had their beliefs, the Christians, about their preferred words, right? But if you don't use their preferred words, what do? They're going to force you to use their preferred words. You will not use shit in front of them. You will use poop. Shit is evil. Same way with the pronoun nut jobs. Where did they get why are they doing that with the pronouns? They learned it from the Christians. If you don't use just like the Christians, you gotta know, they expect you to know, because they all have a different list, right? Might be piss, might be a bad word to this Christian, but it's not bad for this one. You know what I mean? They all have their different pronouns or different synonyms list that they have that they no one else, but they deem evil for no reason, just arbitrarily. All right, I'm going on another subject here. So where did they get it from? Well, all we have to do, anytime you ask, how did this religion get this nut job crazy idea, all you have to do is say, well, where did this religion come from? Who were the religious people before? You know what I mean? Like, who are the parents of these new religious people? Well, who are the parents of these woke kids, these woke whatevers? Who were their parents? They were Christians. Yeah, that's where they learned it from, you dumb fucking pieces of shit. All religions except for the Pastafarian religion does this. Okay? They do the same things. They all have preferred words. And you don't use their preferred words. Oh my God. Oh, you're gonna pay hell. They're gonna delete you, cancel you, yell at you, rile everybody up in the room. Oh my God, he said shit in front of my kid. This is outrageous. Don't you understand? I know synonyms are exactly the same, but I deem this one synonym different. They're not. This is an evil word. No, he's not using my preferred words. Yeah, in the Bible it says many times, and if you don't believe me, post in below the video. I'll tell you what scripture parts. You can go look yourself. Many times it says, the son will be punished for the sins of the father. And it doesn't just say that, okay? It says that many, 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 many times in the Bible. But it says a couple times this, okay? Yeah. Not only will the son be punished for the sins of the father, but for 4 generations, meaning the son, the grandson, the great-grandson, and the great-great-grandson. All of them are punished for the sins of the father. Yeah. Does that remind you of something? Maybe like reparations? And then you idiots are like, well, that'd be crazy. That's what kills me about Christians. You could complain about their preferred words while you enforce and bully me to use your preferred words. And then you act like you're better. You're up on here, What? Are you insane? Just like with the reparations, you sit there and you bitch and complain. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to punish the son for the sins of the father? Well, your Bible says it. All through the Bible says you're going to not only punish the son for the sins of the father, but 4 generations down, you're going to punish them. And then you wonder, you sit there like an idiot. I don't know, where did they get it from? And then you put them down for doing the same thing you're doing? You fucking pieces of shit. So, where did it come from? Okay, I just want to, because I'm almost done here. There's only 4.5 minutes left. I want you to understand, this happened, slavery, 160 years ago. That's 1.6 centuries, plural, centuries, 1.6 of them, almost 2 centuries. That's how long ago it happened, you freaks. Irish slaves were slaves for 1,000 years. 1,000 years. Then they came over to America and they were slaves there too for 400 years. And you know, the word slave itself comes from the word Slav, meaning someone you own. And the word Slav came from Slovenia or whatever over there, a white country, because there were so many white slaves that they actually made the word slave comes from white people, comes from white slaves. But the last thing I wanted to bring up, right? Oh, no, I got some more stuff here on here, back here. Oh, well. All right, well, maybe there'll be another part on this. I have to look and see, because I'm running out of time. It's making me edgy. But I want you to understand something, you know, that I don't care, consider it. But you might consider it. You might. I say, screw you, I don't care. But I'm an unfeeling piece of crap, so what do I know? I do want you to understand it, that, you know, these black people that, you know, they're talking about reparations for slavery, they might have been really, really, really close to their great grandfather. We don't know, you know. They could be hanging out all the time, and maybe their parents died, right? And now they're being raised by their great grandfather. And they were like raised by them for their entire childhood, and that's why they're so close. They have all these memories, you know what I mean? That's got to be traumatic. Like if I was really close to one of my relatives, you know what I mean? Like my great grandfather, and then I found out he was like a slave, I'd be like, whoa, I'm just so hurt. Like my entire life, I'd be so depressed from it. I couldn't even handle life. You know what I mean? If I found out that, like, you know, my great grandfather was a slave, you know what I mean? Because I think most of us are pretty close. You know, we're really, really close to our great grandfather. Does that all make sense, you idiots? "60 years of life, I have never heard anyone talk about reparations. In 2000, racism was non-existent almost. You know what I mean? It was down to a level where you never get rid of all racism, because you can only do that if you can get rid of assholes. There's always going to be an asshole, so there's always going to be a little bit of racism. And now, 25 years after racism ends, a quarter of a century after racism is gone, and 160 years after slavery, 1.6 centuries later, they bring up reparations? What? This is not a black thing. It is a deep state thing to divide us. They want to bring racism back. Right? 25 years we got rid of racism. They're like, nah, man. We need to divide you guys. We're going to divide you good. That's right. They can only bring back racism if they give things or rights to one group and not to another. That way we all fight over about it. Because they only have 2 boxes, them and us. And as long as we don't realize that, we'll never be one box of us. We'll be a box of blacks and people who get reparations, people who give reparations, gay people, straight people, all these boxes. So we will never fight against there's only 2 boxes. There's them and us. But we'll never fight against them because we think we are in 20 boxes and we're all fighting against each other. And what's funny is they're laughing at